Can Bitcoin still make you a millionaire? All that and more in this video. What up, homies? It's the Crypto Homie. Before we get into it, make sure you homies subscribe to stay up to date on the latest in the crypto space. So we're going to start off with a tweet by Pomp. He tweeted, I used to suggest to institutions that a 1% allocation to Bitcoin was prudent. This was part of a Get Off Zero campaign. I don't know if you guys remember, he used to have hashtag Get Off Zero for a while. But now he says, now the numbers I tell them are much higher than that. So he's telling institutions to have much higher than a 1% allocation in Bitcoin. Whoa, I mean, 1% of their cash should at least be in Bitcoin at minimum. That's what he's telling them. That's very interesting, because we got some more interesting data to show you guys. As you guys can see, the current price of Bitcoin is $11,429. We're just hanging in there, right on support right here. It's looking good. But what's more interesting, guys, let's go back in time. You guys see how back in 2013 we had this major pump. I mean, major rally, just like in 2017. You go forward and look, it disappears. It's like a tiny, tiny pebble in the road, a little speed bump, okay? Guess what? I predict this 2017 bull run right here with the run up to 20K. When we go like this and say it's like 2026 and we're looking back, it's going to be just like this picture right here. It's going to look very, very similar with the amount of institutions that are buying. Plan B, he says, in order for Bitcoin to reach 100K, 200K, 800K, we need to have phase 5, which is essentially institutions buying institutional FOMO. You guys heard that right. You guys heard that. Institutional FOMO, their fear of missing out. We have some data to show that this might actually come true, or at least it's starting to come true. I've showed you guys this picture a while ago, actually I think just earlier today or yesterday, but here's an updated version. The Bitcoin treasuries in publicly traded companies, guys, it got a little bit longer. Now it's approximately 602,000 Bitcoin are now held by publicly traded companies. Keep in mind, my homies, keep in mind, there's only 21 million Bitcoin ever going to be minted, and and they're going to be mined until like 2040 or 2140 or like whatever it is. It's a while out. So there's about 18.5 million Bitcoin already mined. So subtract the estimated ones that are lost, subtract Satoshis. So you're only ever, at max, going to have around 17 million, 18 million actually in circulating supply, like forever. So if you think about it, they have 602,000 Bitcoin right now, which is approximately 2.87% of the circulating supply right now. So they have over 500,000 Bitcoin already on publicly traded companies. And do you guys see Apple? I don't see Apple. Do you see Microsoft? I don't. Do you see any major company that has a lot of money? Something that you guys may not be aware of, Apple, they have more money on their balance sheet. They have more cash reserves than Bitcoin's total market cap. They have about the same as Bitcoin's total market cap just in cash reserves, which doesn't make any sense. And you may be like, homie, why doesn't it make any sense? Well, because the US dollar is becoming devalued. That brings us to the next point of news for today. This was by Bitcoin.com. It says 9 trillion in stimulus injects the Fed's 2020 pump eclipse to 2 centuries of USD creation. Look at that. They're giving the vaccine of Benjamins, if you know what I mean. Anyways, it says since September 2019, research shows the Federal Reserve has pumped over $9 trillion. Get to the good parts. Estimates say in 2020 alone, the U.S. has created 22% of all the USD issued since the birth of the nation. Homies, let that sit in, okay? They created 22% of all U.S. dollars in 2020. Crickets, right? Because that's scary. You're talking 1/5 of all the US dollars were created in 2020. Have we heard of the word hyperinflation? Yeah, countries are going through hyperinflation right now. And the US dollar, I don't know, 22% does not look too good. There's a reason why items are costing more money. There's a reason why the housing market keeps increasing. There's a reason why the stock market just keeps going up. I wonder why when they're printing more and more dollars. I wonder if there's a way to hedge against this inflation. Well, obviously you guys are here. You guys know about Bitcoin. Bitcoin is a way to hedge against this. But the title of the video was, can Bitcoin make you a millionaire? Well, if you firmly believe that they're going to keep printing more and more US dollars, which it only shows they're going to. They're currently still working on the next stimulus, which is going to be, we all know it's going to at least be 1 trillion, if not 3 trillion, and maybe they'll decide on something higher. Who knows? It's all in the works. But just like Pomp says it the best, okay? Pomp says it the best. This stimulus of money, it's just like a cocaine addict. The first time they need a little bit, and then each time they need more and more to get the same effect. The same thing with the economy. We're going to need bigger, bigger, and bigger stimuluses. Back in 08, they didn't need $1 trillion bailout. It was only what, like 600 billion, like something like that. Correct me if I'm wrong down in the comments below. But my whole point though is that it was not that much money. It was billions. Now they need trillions. And eventually they're going to need tens of trillions. Just like a cocaine addict is going to need more and more and more drugs to get the same effect. So if you actually like believe that's going to happen, which I mean the data shows it's going to happen based off that and what the actions of the government is actually doing, the Fed just keeps printing. It seems like it's going to happen. Plus, if you see the writing on the wall, more and more publicly traded companies are holding Bitcoin. You already have over 500,000 Bitcoins being held by publicly traded companies. Let that sink in. I know I said it before, but this stuff is just shocking. The whole idea that, in order to make millions on Bitcoin, you had to get in back in the day. Well, if you dollar cost average, if you're able to buy a couple Bitcoins, I mean, the future of Bitcoin hitting 100K to even $1 million, $1 million Bitcoin does sound crazy, but when institutional FOMO, I don't know about you guys. I saw the retail FOMO in 2017. That retail FOMO, I mean, he like literally went from like 1K to 20K in 1 year. Crazy. Imagine institutions with billions and billions and billions of dollars, as I believe they're going to be the ones that create this to a multi-trillion dollar asset class. And you can't even forget about though, the institutions will be FOMOing in, and so will the retail guys. The retail homies will be FOMOing in as well. And that's, I mean, yeah, they have a lot less money than institutions, but guys, that's still more money being pumped into Bitcoin. People literally remortgaged their houses back in 2017 to buy Bitcoin. And well, they got wrecked because they didn't know what they were doing. You don't want to be the ones buying in at the high. Obviously, you're not. You're watching the video right now. You definitely know at least a little bit about cryptocurrency and Bitcoin. So, like that's that. So you do not want to be buying the high. Right now, in my opinion, Bitcoin, is at $20,000 all-time high. Right now, it's at $11,500 ish, range. Guess what? That's like 40% off. That is the deal. I'm sure you go out on Black Friday. I'm sure you love going out and getting a good deal at the store. 40% off is a good deal. But for some reason, when assets go on sale, people get scared. It's like, do you ever get scared that eggs are on sale at the store? Is your favorite, video game on sale? Are you scared? Oh my goodness, it's down on price. I shouldn't buy. No, this is a great time to buy. Obviously, you don't want to put all your eggs into one basket at the same time. Like why would you say? Let's say you have 10K. Why would you just dump all 10K right now? I personally like the dollar cost average. But getting back to the point of the whole video, can Bitcoin make you a millionaire? In my personal opinion, yes, it can. If you're able to dollar cost average, you guys see the writing on the walls that these publicly traded companies are just investing more money, and these aren't. And no offense to these companies, I'm not saying they're worthless or anything. I'm just saying there's companies that have more money on their balance sheet that could be investing, and I mean these companies in the future. If you guys own some stock in these, I think they're going to do very well, just simply because they own something that is making them money. They own a reserve asset. It's a risk adverse asset. This is asymmetrical risk, guys. Asymmetrical risk. And so some of these companies like MicroStrategy Incorporated owning 38,000 Bitcoin. 38,000 Bitcoin. That's crazy. Looking at this one from Europe, CoinShares/XBT provider, 69,000 Bitcoin. Whoa. I mean, to me, that is insane. And I mean, I'm so glad they did that because obviously this is helping the institutional FOMO happen. But we're going to see this list get longer and longer. And soon, I mean, I think very soon, I'm not even going to be able to show you guys this whole list on one page. I'm going to have to scroll down because there are going to be so many companies that own this. So that's my thing. I personally believe, yes, Bitcoin can make you a millionaire in 2020, over the next few years in this cycle. That's my personal opinion. Do you guys agree? Do you guys disagree? What do you guys disagree about? Is there any evidence that suggests something else? Please let me know down in the comments below. And as always, homies, this is not financial advice, just pure educational entertainment, all that lovely stuff. You know what I mean? You guys like the video? Smash that like button, subscribe for more content, because the Crypto Homie signing out.